I spend enough money on my nails, I decided I'm going to put it in my nails. I'm going to use Canadian money because it's really pretty. So as I just found it out here and I'm looking at it, the 5s and the 20s, the 10s are pretty boring, but the 5s and the 20s and the 50s and the 100s are the most detailed. So I think I might pick the 20s and the 5s. So let's grab those. Okay. So I think I'm going to cut the pieces up before I start building. I'm going to build them with acrylic because it's my favorite. I love acrylic. And I feel like I have a lot of control with acrylic to be able to lay them inside, and then I'm going to encase them. Now I'm going to cut it up. I've always wanted to put money in nails, and clients have asked. Now, if they bring it and it's already cut up, that's fine, but I'm not going to cut it up. And especially as an educator, I'm not going to cut it up on my YouTube channel. So somebody suggested, it was actually a viewer said, why don't you get some fake money? And I found some really cool looking fake money. It looks pretty good. So you won't be able to tell by the time I cut it up. So I'm going to steal the things in here that I like. I like these lines too. And I don't want this because this is just the design from the company that made them. So I will chop this out here. And I really do like this. I don't know if I like the way I cut that. So I've got lots of them. So I really do like this whole face. I'm going to cut out the learning. But I'm actually going to cut out around his face too. Now my nails are pretty small, so I may have to cut him in half. In fact, I think I'll do that now. I sort of just look at it. Which half of his little face do I like? That half or this half? That's pretty good too. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to cut him right in half. Going to steal parts of them both. Now, I don't know if I have enough room for this, but I do kind of like this. And where's that 5? I do like this. And I really do like these leaves, but I need them more solid. So I'm going to cut these out quite carefully. Okay, and that's going to be, I think I'm going to do blue and green so it has a little more harmony, so I'm not just doing all the colors and everything. I could do that, but I kind of think I want to stick to more of a color theme. And green, you know, is money. I do like this dark 20 on the other side. Let's take that out. And this is a great face. Do you remember the video we did, Cameraman, with the Queen?
Oh, yeah.
Queen we had on the channel? That was fun.
It was fun. It was funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think her favorite color, the Queen's favorite color, is pink slippers, I believe, from OPI. It's a beautiful color. So I am going to cut around here, and I'm going to get very detailed. Around her little face here. Oh, I'm going to get rid of the bulk. It's driving me nuts. Just get this little face. Okay, and again, my fingers are super small, so I'm going to have to cut her face in half again. But let me see. That's a good half. That's a good half too. Again, I could use either, so because I'm going to do all my nails. So let me just cut it in half. Okay, I think we got lots of goodies to get started. Okay, I'm just going to put those over there. Okay, so I'm going to buff my nails and prepare them because, oh, I did a poll. That's right, I did a poll with you guys on Instagram, actually, asking what shape you would like. And at first, it started off as all square. I thought, okay, was it square? No, it was coffin. You guys want a coffin. And then it kept going, and, you know, I got to give it a length of time till today when I was deciding to do the video, and it changed to stiletto. Most of you wanted stiletto, which would be my choice, but I couldn't really decide because with the coffin, you have more surface area to make more design, but most of you said stiletto. I do have a thin layer of product, but I just want to buff it so I can put more product on. I don't want it very high, it's just quite thin. Now I'll go over the whole set with an arbor band. Just make sure I get around the cuticles nice and smooth. I don't want the nail to start with to be too high at all because I am putting in a lot of layers. This is paper. I mean, I don't even know. Real money might even be a little bit thinner. I don't know. That's a good question. But this is printed on paper. But the question is it thicker? I just don't know. Been a while since I've actually held any cash. Okay, now let's take all the dust off. Okay, so I'm going to use fast set monomer. Okay, so I'm going to put my little pieces of money inside the monomer. Before I do, see how it's kind of curving a little? I want it to sort of curve into the nail. So I'm just going to pull it a tiny little bit to make it, see now how it's curved that way? So that'll help it sit better. Sometimes when you're putting pieces of paper on a round nail, it is easier to sort of cut down the center so it can bend without sticking up. So then I'm going to rest it in here. I'm going to put it upside down so it has the curve. I'm going to get the queen's face in there. I'm going to do this other one. I've already bent it. And I got a little number 5. And I still might have to cut because sometimes I forget how small my fingers are. Ooh, look at that little tiny face. Just gonna rest them in there until I'm ready to gather. Okay, so I'll work with those for now. So and I'm gonna use this for the monomer I need for the powder. Let's get a form and build the nail. just measured it. So when I put I'm going to put a little layer of clear cap right where I laid the piece of paper in. Just a thin layer in there. Oh, I forgot to cut this one. I do like that look though. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll cut. So I'm going to cut it. That's much happier. I'm just going to put a little bead of clear acrylic just under there. Then sometimes you can just push it down and it just sucks in there. It just needs to cure. I'm gonna put the face, I think, right here. Yeah, you can see him. Oh, I got that 5, but he's awfully big. Okay, because my nail is so curvy, of course, being a stiletto, I'm cut the 5 in half. I'm just going to put a little bead of acrylic right here. Just got to remember which way your 5 goes, and I'll put one half there and the other half there. So then it kind of lays across. And again, we're not looking for complete accuracy. We just want to be able to get an image of it. Now, to give it a little dimension, I think I am going to put a little green in there. That'll cause some harmony with all the nails. Now, I've been doing nails for almost 40 years, and I will say I never put glitter on my nails unless I have something down first, like a layer of something, a layer of nude, a layer of pink, a layer of something, because I'm not going to file glitter bits off of my nail, my natural nail. I'm not even going to. Nope, that's terrible. Okay, and I think I'm going to get a bit of the blue over there. I don't want to cover his face because I do want to see it. But I definitely want some sparkles to be coming down there. And I've got this darker, really tiny glitters I've got here. This is from my tuxedo collection and it's super glittery. So I'm putting it beside his other half of his face where it would be. Just giving it some glitter. There we go. I think I'm going to leave that dark down there. I like that. But I might just give it some life over here. It's not crucial. Could put something else in there, but it's really bendy, so it might not be happy and it might not stick so well. So I think I'm just going to add a little bit of this and maybe a little bit of the lighter. And if it goes over top of the Canadian word, that's cool. Just kind of cause a nice little dimension in there. Like that. Okay, so I'm just going to clear cap this. working with acrylic, it is different that when it is curing, it's kind of cloudy. Don't panic. Once you file it and top coat it, it all comes back to life. So gel, when you're working with it, it's quite clear when you're working with it. But acrylic is different. It's a little bit cloudy, but don't worry. Okay, on to the next one. So now we're going to do more of the green color. Okay, so I find that my little queen's face here, my nail is too narrow and too round, so I'm literally going to cut her in half. No disrespect. And then I'm going to put it back in the monoma. Just going to remember which my pieces were for the face. And then I'm going to put a little acrylic. I want it to stick down about here. There's one little half of her face. That laid in quite nicely. And then this is the other half. Oopsie. And this one's not gonna lay in nicely. I think I lined her face up. I think that looks okay. I don't want to mess with it because those eyes, you want them to line up, right? So I don't want her to look like she is not lined up. Okay, I think I'm just going to put a little bit of acrylic and make it look like it's kind of faded in this area. Just also too, to keep the little paper a bit more wet, or at least encased in the monomer, because the drier it gets without being encased, it's sort of turning a bit white. And I really don't want it to go too white. Although nothing wrong with it. It's just, I don't think I want it to be too white. But I don't want to cover her face up too much. So let me see if I can get that 20 in here. Where did it go? Oh no, I think I cut it in. I don't know what happened to the 20, but I do like the Canadian thing, but I don't want it to be identical. So maybe I should just use it, but in a different way. So maybe we cut this. do like this color. The green with it. There's a bit of a gaping hole in there underneath it. You can't really see it. So I'm going to just stick a piece of acrylic in there. And I'm going to nestle that piece of pipe right in there. That looks good. I've never done this before. I've never put money in the... I don't really think you should be cutting it up. I mean, you work hard enough to get it. I don't want to cut it up. But this is definitely a great workaround. There is a gape in here, and it is very narrow. I like the numbers and stuff on there, but obviously it's too wide. You can see from my finger. So let's cut it a bit. So I do like this series of numbers here, so I am going to cut off to the side, but I'm going to cut it like basically in half. And I do like the dark tones that it's got there. And I like the little dark 20 too. But what I might do is cut it in half even again. But not sever it. Just to separate it a bit so that it's more bendy. I'm going to stick it in my monoma. Now let's take the thumb off here, because it's a little bit in my way. It's had plenty of time to dry. The paper is getting in my way when I'm doing all these angles. Cool. And like I say, it looks a little bit dull now, but once this gets buffed up, it's going to be gorgeous. So is this one. You don't have to soak the paper in it too long. You know, I did do a test on soaking the paper, I'll be honest, because I wanted to make sure that the paper wasn't going to run in the monomer, because then I don't really have a video idea if I do. So, and it didn't. So it can seem to sit in there for quite some time, but it doesn't need a ton of time to sit in there before you can get to use it. So I'm going to now put a little bead of acrylic, just to, maybe we'll do a color, not just clear. We'll just do a little glitters. Now I think I'm going to do the light green one because I really do like the lighter colors. I need a bit more. I don't want to cover up the Canada too much there. And I think I'll blend it with a little bit of clear. And try to put that little piece right down there, just to fill in that little gap. Oh, did I just cover up her face too much? Yep. Okay, it's too long. So let's just cut off a tiny little bit off the end. Give it another dip of monomas. I'll hold that right there. And then I'm gonna just lay it in there. So I don't want to cover up her face. It's too great of a face. That laid in there quite nice. But it is a little tiny bit pointy there, so I'll just take that right off. I like that.
Yeah, it's looking really good.
The color is super pretty. I do love that, but there's this, look at this. I mean, I did that with the first finger too. See that big gap there? And I'm going to file a fair amount of it. Actually, let me just look. Yeah, I'm probably going to file a fair amount. So you know what? I think I'm just going to fill that gap in with some really pretty glitter. Let's just do that. Because I am going to file a fair amount of it away just to create the stiletto shape. I did do some snooping around to see other people's designs of money, and I think I only saw one that was a short pointy almond. Every nail shape was square, long and square, and I get it. It's really great surface for that. So I'm kind of glad that you guys actually chose to do something a little bit different in the different shapes. So I'm glad you picked stiletto. So I'm just adding a little bit of glitter. Just give it a nice, see how that toned that down now on the side? That looks really pretty. Looks really smooth and blended. I like that. I don't know if I'm too keen about this little. Maybe the hard edge looks good. No, I think it might look good. Sometimes I really get stuck on blending it so carefully, but it might look good having some edges. Let's just leave it. Okay, I'm going to clear cap this. Okay, I'm going to do the other ones now. Okay, now let's take off all the forms and let's do some filing. Put my mask on. Okay, so I'm going to crank it up to about a 10 or so. But I'm going to take off this end because I really don't want a clear end. I want it to go right to a point to the color. Shape it up. Okay, then I'm gonna go across the top and start to smooth it out. Okay, got them all filed up. Let's dust them off. Okay, nothing tells the story like top coat. We're going to see, after all the cloudiness goes away with the top coat, how pretty these are. Look at that.
Yeah,
It
that's
really,
nice.
yeah, it's so accurate for the color too, eh? Because that's just what our $20 bills. It's very, they nailed the color, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's check out the blue one. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Okay, let's cure them and let's take a look at those photos. Well, I think these are gorgeous. In fact, They look like real money in there. And thanks to this fake money, no real money was actually harmed in this video. Catch you guys in the next one.